So what are firms looking for? There's no right answer for this, right? Different firms are looking for different things. We're not all looking for the same top 20 students. I have rejected applications from people who well, one person in particular, he had straight A's, he or she had straight A's throughout law school, but nothing else. Never had a job, never had any extracurricular, never did any volunteer work. All this person did was sit in the library and study, which is fine for some firms. But at my firm, I need somebody that's going to be able to interact with clients, that's going to be able to talk to people, that's going to have stuff to talk about. I don't need somebody that's all they're going to do is sit in the library. But that means that there's a job for everybody, right? I'm always amazed at my colleagues, when I talk to my colleagues from other firms, that of the 20 people that were both interviewing that day, we may only have one or two in common. We're all looking for different things, different things from different resumes we'll pick out. Good grades are important. They're not the be-all and end-all, but they're important. And they're more important for some firms than for others. There are some firms out there, and I don't know who they are, but when they get your application, they don't read it, they look at your marks. If you don't hit whatever threshold they set, they don't bother reading the rest of it. At my firm and an awful lot of other firms, we start at the beginning. We start with a cover letter, and then we read your resume, and then we look at your marks. So by the time I get to your marks, I know, okay, you know what, she worked part-time during the school year, she was involved in a whole bunch of extracurricular stuff. It's okay, and she still managed to, get average marks. That's pretty good. She's got a good balance going on there. If I have to give it to somebody else. So then we read your resume after the cover letter. At my firm, and I can only speak for what we're looking for, is I'm looking for well-rounded students who have average or better grades and who have some good employment or volunteer work experience. So I'm looking for students who've proven that they can balance their work and their play. I'm looking for somebody who has had summer or part-time jobs, and I'm looking for extracurricular. So I'm looking for whether it's playing on sports teams, joining school clubs, doing volunteer work, doing community work, student government, any of that thing. I want to know that you're getting out there and you're getting involved and you're interacting with people. Don't worry if you don't have any legal experience. Most people don't. Most people don't get first-year summer jobs. Most people haven't worked as an assistant in a law firm. That's what the summer and the articling experience is for. We're looking for experience that shows you can take on responsibility, you can deliver results, and you can be part of a team, because that's what we are at a law firm, is we're all on the same team acting for the common goal. And when you're working on files with lawyers, you're acting as a part of a team. If you're working on a corporate deal, there may be anywhere between 2 and 30 other lawyers working on the same deal. So you've all got to be able to work together. And as business students, you guys work a lot in teams, right? In small groups and small sections. So that's all what we want. That's what we want to see, because that's what it's going to be like in a law firm as well. I want to see that you can be both a leader and a team member. And I'm going to see that through your work experience. I'm going to see that through your community involvement, through your clubs, that kind of thing. If you've been a camp counselor for 3 or 4 or 10 summers, great. What I want to see is that you progress. Your undergraduate marks are important, so start building on those now. You need good grades to get into law school, but we're also going to look at them when you apply for a job as well, especially if you're applying in your first year, because all I'm going to have is 6 marks maybe from practice exams that you wrote in December. So that's when I'm going to start looking at your undergrad marks. What's the other question? What kind of jobs can students expect after law school? Well, I'll tell you, the sky's the limit. You can work in a big Bay Street law firm, you can work in a small firm, you can get your license and you can practice on your own. You can call it hanging out your shingle. You can go and start up your own law firm and practice whatever you want. You can work for the government or the Federal Justice Department or the Provincial Crown Attorney's Office. You could be a Crown Prosecutor and work in criminal court or provincial offenses court. You can work in the legal department of a big company. You can work for a charity. You can work for legal aid. You can work for Children's Aid Society. The Office of the Public Guardian hires lawyers. You can practice for 10 years and apply to be a judge. That's always kind of fun. You can go back to school, you can get a master's of law or a doctorate, and you can teach. You can teach at law school, you can teach at community college. You could write law textbooks, or you could become the next John Grisham. You could become a sports agent or an entertainment lawyer. You can negotiate sports contracts or entertainment contracts. You could go anywhere in the world and practice law as long as you fulfill their requirements for writing their bar or whatever other requirements they have. You can work in an accounting firm. You can work with Pricewaterhouse. All those places are full of lawyers. And you can you can even practice for a few years and then become the director of student and associate programs.